Now, usually you would know that when introducing myself in any other video I'm doing for Manchester United, based on our Manchester United, I would say, welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. But it has occurred to me for the downside and the down low, I'm going to talk about football in total. So it's going to be one of those videos where you're going to need a butter popcorn from downstairs in the kitchen. I mean, you might need to be accompanied by some champagne. You know what I'm saying? During this video podcast, because this might be a long, lengthy video podcast, and it's based on the year of 2020. The good, the bad, the ugly. As it relates to football, as it relates to entertainment, as it relates everything in total. So generally, I'm going to be covering all those stuff. This video podcast. But since this is a football channel, we have to start on the right foot. Manchester United is going to base on news, because you know what they say about news. Manchester United has been heavily linked with the signing of Van de Beek. I did a video about two months ago, and I think it's Danny Van de Beek. Yeah, his name is Van de Beek. Yeah, because he's Dutch and he's a midfielder. So I'll just leave the link in the description below. A video I did 2 months ago based on the linkage of United and the midfielder Van de Beek of Ajax in Netherlands. And basically, he's a midfielder I think would upgrade and uplift the squad. Because I saw someone on Twitter was saying that if we signed Manchester United, of course, because I'm a Manchester United supporter, if Manchester United signed Van de Beek, or before Manchester United signed Van de Beek, is either Jesse Lingard or Andres Pereira needs to see the door. They need to see the door so they cannot be at Manchester United no more. We have had enough. My is scratching me. Um, we have had enough of these average midfielders that has been signing. That has not signed. They have been playing for Manchester United, but it's not up to par. It's not on the standards for and you might have to be seen. Um, yeah, it's not on Manchester United stand. It's not. Yes, they're not starters, but they need to add some flavor, some panache. If you're French, of course, you can't leave out my French persons out there. Speaking of French, just to go on a short digression, it's been occurred to me that Paul Pogba and Anthony Martial has been tested positive for the coronavirus. So I don't know if Anthony Martial, I'm seeing, and his wife, or Paul Pogba and his wife went to a party, a coronavirus party, and they had the coronavirus together. And the wives were more smarter in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And they say, you know what, we're going to excuse ourselves from this situation, so we don't happen to be, you know, have the spirit, the negative spirit, of course, of the COVID. So just excuse yourself. And if you guys want to, keep the shit and shoot the shit, do all of that, because you guys are strong men. So you guys can talk together, in a more shorter distance, because you guys are men. But yeah, both of them have the coronavirus at the moment. So get well soon. But I went on a short advertisement. But yeah, Van de Beek is an upgrade on Andres Pereira and Jesse Lingard. You know, we need a player from the bench that will make something of a difference. Mata is not that player anymore. We can't rely on one Mata. Because usually when one Mata comes on, I'll never get that name right. But when one Mata comes on, the game always matters to him, because he makes a difference for Manchester United, whether it's from a free kick, whether it's from a few assists. I'm not saying that he's not, because I believe that Mata still plays better than Jesse Lingard and Andres Pereira, but we need a player that is in his prime at this time to come off the bench and make a difference for Manchester United, for the betterment and for the detriment. We don't need to send on a player in the second half that will just be running around like a headless chicken. We don't need to be doing that. So we need to send off either Jesse Lingard or Andres Pereira. Um, yeah, one of those players need to hold on. Need to leave the club because we cannot be wasting and squandering and splashing cash in players' faces if they're not going to play for Manchester United. And by virtue of that, Lingard needs to get booted and Andres Pereira needs to get booted. Any other news? Yeah, I watched Harry Maguire's. I didn't watch it, but I heard an excerpt of Harry Maguire's interview, and he was basically saying that he was basically kidnapped in Greece. And at the time, I made a Grammy Ole out of it. I made a fun out of it. But in retrospect, when I was watching that video, I was saying, maybe he was serious after all. And I had to be serious as well. Because I was in a what we need to understand is that we need to support our. My head is so big, that's why my head is capping out. But anyway, what we need to understand is that we need to support our captain because he believes that he wasn't wrong in the particular situation because there was a likelihood of him being incarceration at that night. It said that he was kidnapped by some police or he was arrested by police, but he found out it was a kidnap. And by looking at him, you could say that he was upbeat, he was traumatized. If you look into his eyes, you could tell that it's like he saw the ghost. It's like he saw his grandmother just coming up from the grave. Like he really looked like his eyes was popping out of his. That's what he was looking like. So we as a club, we need to support our captain. Now I said that I don't think Harry Maguire should be captain next season, although I have a reason for that. Why should because Bruno Fernandes has more leadership traits when it comes onto the pitch. Now he's not no defender. He's I get that, but he in terms of leadership skills, Bruno Fernandes unleashes the best out of players. Like he's Sir Alex Ferguson on the pitch. He uplifts players. You can tell that this guy has I wouldn't say he has a Roy Keane personality about him because he would have probably one or two red cards already. But this guy knows how to lead on the pitch in his own way. He's not trying to be Roy Keane. He's not trying to be Dennis Irwin. He's not trying to be Patrice Evra. He's not trying to be he's trying to be his own leader. Like he's a leader without the captain armband. Like he's basically a water without the label on it. That's the type of person that Bruno Fernandes is at this moment in time. He needs to be kept on the label on the water bottle and say, hey, you're captain. You're captain material. You're captain worthy. Harry Maguire, he's decent as a captain, but he's just not. He can be second fiddle as captain. Like if Bruno is not playing, that's fine. Label Harry Maguire as captain. But at this moment in time, Bruno Fernandes should become like we have election and there's election in my country that's Jamaica. Um, I won't say who I support because you know what I'm saying, but Harry Maguire is not captain material first hand. Bruno Fernandes is captain because he's the person that will call you out. And you can see that you saw that when he called out Victor Victor Lindelof in a situation where he allowed that goal to be conceded. We need a player like that that will call out BS where it's displayed so that it cannot be played again. That's the player that we need in our squad. Well, he's in our squad already, but we need to slap the label on him as being captain. As being captain. That's what we need to do. Um, yeah. So by virtue of that, he's been dropped by the English squad. Um, anything else? Anything else? Oh, um, I told you guys that I'll be covering entertainment. I'm going to cover football, which is basically entertainment, but you don't make football from movies. Um, this movie actor Chadwick Boseman. Now I never watched him playing as Black Panther. I never watched it. Never watched it. Never seen it. Never heard of it. But he passed away yesterday from colon cancer. He passed away. I was shocked. I never heard of this nigga speaking. I've never seen him acting. I never seen him displaying in our videos or movies, or I saw him doing this speaking engagement at this graduation, but I didn't turn on the sound because I didn't want to hear it. But this dude, I can tell based on the tweets on my Twitter that this dude is a highly respected dude, not only in the entertainment industry, but this dude is respected and shown difference as relates to like him being a man, basically a black man. Cause I didn't know that he was suffering from the cancer for 4 years. And usually if persons are suffering from cancer, they get blown out of the water in the first or second year. Right? No, maybe it's a black thing, but I don't think nobody would have lasted that long. And keep in mind, it's not like he was just sitting back in his Maybach and just just chilling and billing and just having a thrill. He was acting out in movies when he had the cancer. He had the cancer for 4 years, and during those 4 years, he acted out in movies. Not just acting out in movies, he was the main role in most of those movies, if not some of those movies. And it came to a pass where, because of those movies he was acting out in, God said, in a loving, lovey-dovey way, of course. God said, you know what, bro? Yes, you've been fighting with this cancer. You've been tussling all over. You're in the 10th round. You're taking a few punches, and you give cancer back a few punches. But God is saying you need to rest, bro. You need to rest. You need to rest. You know what I'm saying? Stay at ease and rest in power and rest in peace. You are going to rest. You need to rest. You have blessed the world with your talent of acting already. Now it's time for you to rest 6 feet under. This is no hatred against you, bro. But I, as God up above, looking down in eternal love, is just going to bless you into the ground. And a lot of persons are showing their gratitude. A lot of multitude of persons just showing gratitude and showing the right attitude towards a legend in acting in movies. This is a guy again. I'm not. I've coined with him. I've never watched his movies. I've never seen him acting out in a screenplay. But I know this dude based not because I'm black and he's black, but I can tell that this dude, his influence in terms of acting has really impacted on others. Like this dude is base aura. His aura, I should say. His aura has allured others around him to be, in his circle, to be in his circle. Speaking of that, he acted out a movie I just saw on Twitter. I think it's 42. And for you non-baseball lovers, uh, that hold on, that don't know 42, 42. I ain't talking about Yaya Toure because I'm not a Man City fan, but 42 is basically the age. Actually, that was his kick number. Jack Robinson in MLB, that's Major League Baseball, were at 42, and he was the first one, I believe, to I think he was the first black man to actually play in baseball. And Jack Jack Robinson's day was yesterday. Jackie Robinson day was yesterday on Friday. And as it coined with Chadwick Boseman, he acted out as Jackie Robinson in the movie 42. And I'm not the biggest conspiracy theorist, but although the age is slight, it's just a slight. I mean, a whisker could have differentiate and separate those the ages of 42 and 43. But the Bro, Brosman Chadwick Brosman died at 43. He acted out in a movie entitled 42, which was the kit number of like I just said, Jackie Robinson. And I'm not the biggest conspiracy theorist, but this year in 2020 is just living a script. I believe that 2000. I'm going to talk about the year 2016, 2000, 2012, and 2020. So those 3 years separated by 4 years, 2012, 2016, and 2020. Like in 2020, a lot of persons were saying God is going to come. God is going to come. I mean, there was a movie that was made 2012 that God was going to come and bring us to a better place in the sky. We go sky high, we'll go on cloud nine, so we can see persons that will be on the sideline not going in heaven. They will go to hell. They are bent on going in hell. They won't even kiss or even smell the scent of heaven. They will be more down sick than 6 feet under. But in 2012, a few things happened that was strange in 2012. As it relates to football, Manchester City won their first league title in that year since I think 35 years separates or differentiated as it relates to the deficit years. I'm not sure because I'm no Man City fan, but in 2012, Manchester City won their first league title, their first Premier League title for a long time. In 2016, this is where the routine gets fat now. Stick and stay with me. In 2016, Portugal, who didn't win a single game in the group stage of the Euros 2016, won the tournament. They had three draws. They had three draws. They drew three games. They didn't win a single game in the group stage. But they won the tournament against the more celebrated and elevated and more um, the side that was destined to win, at least based on statistics, destined to win the tournament. That was France. But Portugal portrayed itself as a black horse and they won the tournament without winning a single game in the group stage of the tournament. That's one. Two, Muhammad Ali died in 2016. Uh, Prince died in 2016. So we have two elegant and celebrated celebrities that died in 2016. And to bring it home as it relates to football now, because this is a football channel, Leicester City won the league for the first time in their history. They came from the third trade of the league, like third tier to second tier to first tier, then into the championship, then into the Premier League, and they won the Premier League. Which I mean, that was unspoken. I don't think we'll ever see something like that for now. Maybe in 2020 because 2020 has been very predictable and on the sheets, but That Leicester City win the Premier League in the Premier League. Like when they won the Premier League, we were like we're witnessing something grandkids if we live then that we'll never see probably again. You know what I'm saying? And so that's four things. Another thing was that people thought that Donald Trump was not going to be president because Hillary Clinton, you know what I'm saying, she has her husband that used to be in the White House, so he has experience in the White House, and he's going to give an uplifter in giving her some game and information about how to get herself into the White House. Usually that was the show when it was not so. Donald Trump won election on the November 8th of 2016. Based on his poll, Donald Trump was I can't remember the numbers right now because I'm not a statistics person, but it was um lower based on the majority. It was lower than Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump won. As it relates to 2020, most persons supposed to know what happened in the first month just to kick things off in 2020. On the 26th of the first month of 2020, Kobe Bryant died. Now, this is an unusual death because in 2012, speaking of 2012, this was predicted in 2012. You guys look it up if you don't believe me. I know some of you don't believe me and saying this nigga don't know what he's talking about. He's just talking trash. No, actually, there's a tweet that has been posted that said that Kobe Bryant was going to die in a crash. There was an advertisement. I think there was an advertisement showing that he would die in a crash, which he did. And if you know anything about Twitter, you cannot change the dates on Twitter, which could mean one thing. I don't know if it was the devil, but this tweet was basically predicting the destination of Kobe Bryant, which was, I mean, when I heard about it, I was just astonished. Not that I watch basketball that much, but I was astonished because I'm a sports fan. And I couldn't fathom the fact that he just passed away in a crash with his daughter, of course. We can't leave out the daughter because his daughter is his offspring. But yeah, and also there was a war that was supposed to happen between US and Iran. Like if you saw the bullets just blazing across the sky, like it's just like people just throwing boomerangs just coming back and coming back. Like they were just moving backward and forward in unison. Like it was like a soldier army just marching in the air in mid-air. Bullets were flowing and glowing like in the air at night. People that were US troops couldn't sleep. I think a few got injured, but those a potential war could have broken out earlier this year. And obviously COVID-19 came out this year, which was not the year of Jubilee. A lot of persons suffered, especially in Italy in the first. I think it was in late February or early March. 700 over 700 persons were convicted of the COVID-19 in one day. That was unbreaking stuff, but America know breaking records not only track and field, and the field of sports, but America passed that out a couple months later. I think 1,000 persons had like COVID-19 in one day and so something like that. So 2020 is not the best of years. And as related to football, Liverpool won their first league title since early 90s. Basically, Liverpool won the league since before I was born. You know what I'm saying? And they it had It took them about over 30, if not 30 years to be exact, to win the league. So they've won their first Premier League title. You see the trend? 4 years in 2000, before leading to 2016. In 2012, Man City won their first Premier League title. 4 years fast forward to in 2016, Leicester City won the Premier League title. In 2020, Liverpool first won the Premier League title. You see the routine ever since starting in 2012 and 2016. There's a trend, and a scripted trend, I believe, because again, two prominent forces in the celebrity field as it relates to Muhammad Ali and Prince died in 2016. And there is a few other stuff that's leaving my head right now from 2016. But and in 2020, two more prominent figures in not only sports entertainment but in entertainment period died. Chadwick Boseman, I should say, I have to respect his name, I have to respect the dead, you know what I'm saying? But and Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and the other persons that died in the crash. But I'm talking about prominent figures in sports and entertainment. So obviously there's a trend after 4 years going on. So in 2024, do not be surprised if things like this happen again, because it might get worse. It might get worse with how things are going. We lost a lot of persons. I'm not even finished going on my I'm going down the list right now. I'm going down the list right now. George Floyd lost his life in I think it was early June or in May. Yeah. He lost his life in May, and it was due to racial because he shouldn't have been killed like that. And another person, Jack, I think it's Jacob Blake. I think I was in the wrong, but I have to be objectified and testify and say that it was wrong on both story. It was wrong on both um cases. The police were wrong in shooting him. They didn't need to shoot him. But on Jacob's Blake Jacob Blake's end, if he knew his history, if he was a fan of History Lane, he would understand and remember and retrospect what happened to George Floyd 2 months, if not 3 months ago. And he would have said, damn dude, let me just stop and see what these clones that are wearing, you know, police dresses to be professing as police officers. Let me see what they're about. Because we have to understand that black men have egos. Because basically, without him saying it, was basically like, bro, I dare you to shoot me. I dare you to shoot me. I didn't do anything wrong. I dare you to shoot me. And he got shot 7 times in the back. 7 times in the back. He's paralyzed now. So that means he can testify his testimony. But I just Batman has been with the looting, of course. People have been stealing from stores. Let's not dismantle that from the table. But there are a lot of things that have been happening in 2020 that a lot of us will be telling our grandchildren about. Whether it's in football, whether it's in any given field. This year has been one of the worst, if not the worst years in history. And I am happy enough, although there is not finished, so I cannot really say on this, but I'm happy as of right now to be alive, to watch these things happening live and seeing the bad things, the ugly things, and the few good things that's happened during this year. Polices have been way out of their misery this year. Black people have been under attack. Oh, And the other, I don't remember the place, but this big bombing that happened like a month ago just blew up. Things have been happening out of a lot of these things are just happening without us even knowing. And I believe it's going according to our script. 2012, 2016, 2020. All of these things are just happening. I think I don't know, bro. I don't know, but I mean, what's new to look what's new to look forward to? Manchester United have a new signing. Manchester United don't even start pre-season yet. Manchester United don't have no player on loan. They want to loan no players, but they don't get no player on loan. Arsenal win the FA Cup. That's another I mean FA Cup is their bread and butter, but Arsenal win a trophy, dude. That's unheard of, bro. Danny Ings becoming like one of the top scorers this season. I mean, come on, bro. This year has been off the chain. This year has been very unusual. Very unusual. So as I close this video, I just want to I wouldn't say in like cause most of you guys know what's up already. But this year as relates to like football and entertainment, it's just been very I think there are a few things we need to look up to. Not look up to because I think it's just come on the earth. But I think there are a few other negative stuffs that would be down the ladder as it relates to like September, as it relates to October, November, December. We need to let us not say to ourselves, okay, the bad things are behind us and we have like a clean road to Calvary or to glory to look forward to. That is not true. The year is not finished. I am pretty sure there are a few things that will surprise us as relates to the future. So after this football rumble, this entertainment rumble, it's just sad that Chadwick just died. Cause I didn't know, and a lot of person didn't know that he had the cancer, but he died of cancer, and he's going to take his rest in a few weeks. Um, Life is uncertain, bro. You don't know if you're going to be the next one leaving this earth. You don't know if you're going to be the next one that's going to be suffering. You don't know if you're going to be the next one that's going to die of COVID-19. You don't know if you're going to be another victim, whether it's from being the police or COVID-19. Life is uncertain, bro. Life has always been uncertain. This might even be my last video podcast, which I said 2 videos ago, but the spirit of holiness just came upon me just to preach this word so that it can be heard. You know, I this might be my last video podcast because life is uncertain. Life is uncertain. Life is not a silver spoon that has been given to you for free, where you can live until eternity. That's not life. We are immortal beings that has batteries that needs charging when we go to sleep, of course, because all of us need to sleep at some point until the batteries run out for the not for the best, because no, our batteries just run out for good, and not even new batteries are going to keep us living. Our batteries are finished. That means we're dead. We're dead. After our batteries, no charger can charge our batteries, and then we just go to our eternal sleep. You only live once. So I'm on that journey. You guys supposed to be on that journey as well. Live your best life, bro, because you don't know when your life is going to be snapped like that. You don't know when it's going to be taken from you like that. Live your best life. And with that being said, I am out. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the night. Uh, go sign for your curfew, go to bed. I'm out. Peace.